Hello, greetings. Here we are at Radio 193,256 FM AM across the galaxy, mother. Reading of the artists, reading of the pirates, reading of whoever the hell I please, flipping open my books and taking out a random page that I want to dig in the moment. So here we are again with my Caravaggio book, and I just threw it open and here we have arrived. And we are reading, I guess, about the MEDUSA, which I will put for the video, because there's the painting that Caravaggio did of his MEDUSA. And let's read about his MEDUSA versus the other guys who attempted the same thing. Caravaggio, the book says, studied live animals in the process of creating his own monster. But otherwise, Caravaggio's MEDUSA could hardly have been more different to that described by Vasari. Footnote. Vasari was some writer back then who talked a lot about artists. Now, Leonardo's painting of the MEDUSA sounds complicated and full of circumstantial detail, conjuring up rocks and crags, a theatrical entrance on the part of the monster, and even the air itself is thick with fire and smoke. Just the sort of picture that mirrored his restless mind, Leonardo's restless mind. By contrast, the brilliance of Caravaggio's MEDUSA reflects the painter's remorseless pursuit of a realist conceit. Leonardo had painted a picture of the MEDUSA that seemed wittily appropriate as the decoration of a shield. Caravaggio did something bolder and conceptually far more pure. He created a painting that sought to transcend painting and become the very thing that it depicts. His MEDUSA is not a painting of a shield, or at least it pretends not to be. It pretends to be the shield itself, held in Perseus's hand at the very instant when he has killed the MEDUSA. It's a painting meant to be admired at close quarters, passed round from hand to hand. To look at the picture thus would be to become the conquering hero himself, to gaze through his eyes at the reflection of the MEDUSA, as she in turn watches herself die in her own reflection in the shield's mirror. Yeah, because I always forget, by the way, that the MEDUSA painting that Caravaggio did, it's not like on a canvas, it's like small or something. You could actually, as they said there, you can toss it and stuff like a football, I guess. So the best way to grasp the true nature of Caravaggio's illusion, to complete the circle of gazes demanded by the painter's conceit, would indeed be actually to hold it. Did Ferdinando de' Medici do just that, and smile at the ingenuity of Caravaggio's idea? Certainly, the sense that this was not a picture like other pictures, a picture simply to be hung on a wall, persisted among later generations of the Medici. An inventory of the family's armory from 1631 reveals that it was displayed as part of a suit of armor arranged to look like a knight, a standing knight at arms. It was brandished by the figure, in fact, just like a real shield. Caravaggio's MEDUSA was designed to transform its owner into Perseus himself. God, this writer is really going far with this, huh? To give such a picture to a Medici was to pay him a comfortingly familiar compliment. Oh, so it's about the artist pleasing his rich lords. That's what this is really about. That's what's interesting about this. see, because you note that, to give such a picture to a Medici, and the Medicis were very rich, it says, was to pay him a comfortingly familiar compliment. You know, it's like a sort of a hand job. The Perseus myth had been assimilated into the mythology of Medici power in the middle years of the 16th century, when the family had assumed absolute control over what had once been the Florentine Republic. Benvenuto Cellini's chillingly persuasive, larger-than-life bronze of Perseus, brandishing a scimitar and holding up the Medusa's head, was a public symbol of Medici might. A vivid demonstration of exactly what would happen to anyone with the temerity to resist Medici rule. And Caravaggio's Medusa, reviving those old associations with the lightest of touches, is a clever piece of praise, as well as a virtuoso work of art. So there you have it, a brief tale of Caravaggio's Medusa.